Good morning from Coker. I had to come to you from the house this morning because this deserves more than 60 seconds in a parking lot. My video standing where Robert Gibson had the Pro Wrestling Connection on McFarland Boulevard in Northport. 10,799 views on Facebook, 7,078 views on TikTok, 534 on YouTube. Over 18,000 views total for a little wrestling shop from the 90s that most people forgot. And I didn't tell that story. You did. 32 comments on Facebook, 22 on TikTok. This is your video. This is why I do Where the Pavement Ends. Ruby Collard commented on Facebook, and I'm going to read this word for word. Okay guys, I'm the sister. I own the tanning salon next door. Robert and I own the wrestling shop together. I was the promoter at the fairgrounds. Yes, we actually had 2 shows at the shop and a monthly show at the fairgrounds. Ruby, thank you. She said Robert is still at it and lives in Douglasville, Georgia. Rock and roll forever. Then his niece, Vicki Collard Patterson on Facebook and Vicki on TikTok. That's my uncle. His store was very popular with a smiley face with a heart. Darin Hargis. I went to school with his daughter. Chad Harrison. Yes, I remember that. Christy White Boyd tagging Trey White. Thought this might be interesting for you. That family thread alone is why I had to do part 2. Who came through Northport? Ruby listed them. I'm not exaggerating this list. Tommy Rich, Terry Gordy, Jake the Snake Roberts, Bambi, The Bullet, Bob Armstrong, Steve Armstrong, Tracy Smothers, The Iron Sheik, The Black Sheep, Tony Spade, Kamala, and many more. Jonathan Carl on Facebook said, I didn't really buy a lot in the store, but I did go there to buy tickets to the shows out at the old JC Fairgrounds. Ray Tide Fan on TikTok said the same. Watched a couple of events he hosted at the JC Fairgrounds. Kelly, I used to watch them at the BJCC. Never knew about the store or my dad would have had us there. South Holt on TikTok. Yeah, I used to go in there and have chats with him. Good dude. He has some wild stories. 2 likes on that because everybody who met Robert says the same thing. This is my favorite part. You didn't just remember it, you still own it. Drew Dye on TikTok. My dad took me there a few times when I was young. Still have one of my Shawn Michaels tapes from there. Silverlinings 081. Got my first pair of wrestling boots there. Kimmy Kidney. I went every week, purchased some cool stuff from there. CFD 1742. Bought a lot of stuff from him. Big C74. Yep, I hung out there with him a lot. I went to his wrestling school too. I spent most of my check at his store. Corey Custom Builds 1. I remember going to that store and buying action figures and belts. Dustin Ingram on Facebook. He had the big gold belt in the case soon as you walked in the door. To me, that was the coolest belt growing up as a kid. Mark Rumbles. I got a belt from Robert. Talked to him for about an hour. He was great. He gave that belt to his brother for Christmas 30 years ago, and his brother still has it. Boo Morrison. I went several times. Wrestling was my life back then. Box. I used to hang out there a lot. Brad Robertson. Went with his dad as a kid. Tim Davidson, Diane Bishop, George K., Landon Cooper. It's the Kevin Morris. Went in there once. All of you. That was the line before the internet. If you wanted a shirt, Walmart didn't have, boots, a VHS, a belt, you came here. Robert Gibson was working the register. You walked in expecting posters of Rock and Roll Express and found half the tag team. And then there was the parking lot. Andy Wells. I went there. They had a wrestling show in the parking lot once. I remember Terry Gordy wrestling in that parking lot, and I replied, yes, and flipping us off, because that's what Terry Gordy did. Terry Travis was there for the match in the parking lot. Got the dark-headed one's autograph for his mom. That's Robert. Drusilla Nicholson remembers a match right outside with Bam Bam Terry Gordy. It was a great store for wrestling fans. Bama Boy, Nick. Yes, my best friend was his uncle, and we used to hang out all the time. He used to slap me across the chest with a laughing emergency because that's wrestling. Alan Wells Williams. They made a vinyl record at one point also. If anyone has the vinyl, I need to see it. That is part 3. Donald Sanford commented too, said he was the landlord. Said Robert skipped owing rent. Not a fan. I'm including it because that's part of the history too. Small town business is complicated. I appreciate you commenting, Donald. I'm retiring the name Northport Logic and going to Where the Pavement Ends for exactly this reason. This story started on McFarland in Northport, but it ended up in Douglasville, Georgia, at the BJC, at the JC Fairgrounds, in your closet with tapes and boots. CFD 1742 said, need to do where Dale Champs used to be, or the old Harco drugstore. Bambino Pizza. I could go on for days with the old stores. Brother, I've already done all 3. Dale Champs, Harco, Bamabino, they're on the page. I'll link them in the comments. You tell me what I missed. 18,411 views, 54 comments between 2 platforms. Sister, niece, classmates, landlords, kids who spent their whole paycheck, dads and sons. If you still have a bag from that store, like I said in part 1, I know somebody still has a bag, a shirt, a VHS, those first boots that Shawn Michaels taped, that belt Mark got, or that vinyl. Post a picture. Tag me. Tag Ruby. If you remember the tanning salon next door. Thank you for trusting me with this little building on McFarland. This is where the pavement ends, and this is why I do it. Drop your memory below, and I'll see you at the next one.